Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So that's an expression in English, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. What that means is you're going to be doing something, making progress, and then perhaps you have a setback and you go back a step. That's exactly how it's been your whole life, my whole life too. Just when you think you understand something, well, you have another lesson to learn. The narcissistic abusive cycle is one of those things. Post-narcissistic relationships specifically, you will figure out, if you haven't already, that the healing path is not linear. It will take time, it will take a lot of time, but in your time you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. And at times you will be making progress. You will be making a lot of progress, and then you'll have a setback. Maybe example, the narcissist rears their ugly head and tries to hoover you. Well, that will be a setback, I'll tell you right now. Maybe another setback will be a flying monkey says something to you that you didn't even know was a flying monkey. Maybe you've been healing for a year, you've been doing great, and then somebody bubbled up that you haven't talked to in a while, and they start talking to you about your ex or somebody that they have no business bringing up because they haven't talked to you in over a year. Well, there's your flying monkey. And number 2, maybe it set you back. See, that's why the healing path is not one size fits all. That's why it is a direct correlation contingent upon how much work you place into yourself. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can tell you when you're going to heal. You will know when you wake up one day and you're not ruminating, you're not thinking about the narcissist. You've gone no contact, you've blocked them, you've cut and or severed all 4 of the ties, which include the emotional tie, the physical tie, the financial tie, and the spiritual tie. Those ties will take time to be cut, to be broken. And then you will have to practice radical acceptance that in fact the narcissist is exactly who you figured out they were, but you weren't supposed to figure that out. And also that they never loved you, they never cared about you. They actually had disdain for you. They did not want your best interest at heart. They wanted to crush you and to steal your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. But all of this you will figure out if you haven't already. You'll also have to learn the definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle. Example, what is gaslighting? What is a flying monkey? What is the trauma bond, etc. When you put all of these definitions together and couple them with your real life experience, that equals wisdom. Wisdom is the newfound superpower that you've acquired or you are acquiring on the healing path. So as the thumbnail mentioned, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's because everything in life isn't linear. There's not one thing that's linear, but the narcissistic abusive healing path is certainly not linear. That's why you will be challenged, you will be tested to your core. That's why you'll have sleepless nights, maybe crying for days, weeks, months on end, maybe experiencing the angry stage, etc. But this is healing. It's what you must go through because you weren't heard when you were in the relationship. The narcissist had you lose your identity, you lost your sense of self, and you became an extension of them. That's why you put them high up on the pedestal to the detriment of yourself, and you didn't have a voice. You were subservient. You were the walking apology. You were the unpaid helper. You were the walking ATM. You were the chauffeur, the pool person, the accountant, the cook, the cleaner, the grocery store purchaser. You were doing everything you could, and you were getting burnt out, and the narcissist knew this. That's why they were watching you from afar, watching you up close, testing you, testing the relationship, seeing how much more you can endure, how much more of your money or assets they could get out of you. And they, behind the scenes, they were doing what? Yes, they were. They were grooming a new source of supply or sources of supply. And remember, supply doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a friend, it can be a pet, it can be a trip, it can be anything. This is why the narcissist is loyal to absolutely nobody. This is why nobody gets out unscathed from these narcissistic relationships. This is why there are casualties of the narcissistic relationship sprinkled all throughout your life. This is why many times people are parental alienated. This is why people lose a lot of their support system. This is why the smear campaign continues to burn until you do not give it any attention, and then it smolders out. Nobody eventually cares about what the narcissist said, and many are figuring out that the narcissist is just that, a narcissist. That's why you should not be giving the smear campaign any life, energy, or anything. I want to share a side note pro tip here. Many people on the healing path, specifically if the relationship ended recently or relatively recently, they want to get revenge or payback on the narcissist. They want to call them out or expose them. I am strongly suggesting to do none of those things, because if you were to call them out or expose them or say whatever you wanted to say, then the narcissist knows that you are still not healed properly, number one. Number two, It'll put a target back on your back. And number three, you will be poking the bear, if you will. And this is the narcissist playground. They love disruption, they love dishonesty, and they love to destroy. So don't give the smear campaign any life, and do not, no matter what you do not expose the narcissist, and do not get revenge. That will never serve you. You do something that I call taking the high road, which means doing the right thing, including when nobody's looking. Do the right thing always. Focus on yourself. Shift all that energy that was going out the window to the narcissist, into that relationship, back inwards into yourself. Get your cup full. Realize that yes, there will be many times when you have 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Then realize that, yeah, this is the healing path. It is not one size fits all. Nobody can tell you when you will heal. I've said that twice on purpose, because you need to be patient, you need to be stoic, you need to be centered, you need to be calm and kind, and you need to really wrap your head around what narcissism was and or is, and how it affected you for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship. Now, all these things I'm mentioning to you, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Maybe your relationship ended 2 years ago and you're feeling great, and maybe you have reached the mountaintop of indifference, the pinnacle of indifference. Well, then you're in a great spot. You're in an incredible spot, because for those last 2 years, you've been working on yourself. You've been meditating, journaling, seeing the therapist, watching videos, writing, healing childhood wounds, insulating yourself, protecting yourself, staying in the cocoon of boundaries until you felt like leaving it. And then you went out and tested the temperature of the world and the pulse of relationships. And this is when you can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. It's when you can travel, fall in love again, build new relationships, restore broken relationships that the narcissist doesn't have their grubby little fingers into. In other words, anyone that is still communicating with the narcissist, they should not be in your life. That's just rule number 1. Rule number 2 is go no contact, block these people today, if not now, when. Rule number 3 is maintain no contact. And rule number 4, and these are in no particular order, conserve your energy for yourself. All of your energy was going to the narcissist, all of your time. Think of all the time you spent waiting for them. Think of all the sleepless nights. Think of all the texting games. Think of all the times you were hung up on. Think of all the times you were parked in a car waiting for them to show up and they never did. Think of all the blown up vacations and birthdays and holidays. Think about everything the narcissist did. All the financial abuse, the mental abuse, the emotional abuse, perhaps even the physical abuse. And if I didn't say financial, this is what the narcissist does. They're a wrecking ball. They're a ticking time bomb. They're a bull in a china shop. And all they want to do is destroy people's lives. Again, you may say, well, Andrew, you're being a little rough. No, I'm not. If you've been in a relationship with somebody like this, you know what I'm talking about. These people do not improve. They deteriorate. They only deteriorate over time. And think about what the narcissist's intentions are. Their narcissist's intentions are to love bomb / throw euphoria at people when they can, make them seem like they're the best person ever and that they're so fortunate to be spending time with them, etc. And they get these people, which at one point was you, and it certainly was me, to put our guards down. When we put our guards down, and if we have a high level of empathy, or we are trusting or loving or naive, or maybe all 4 of those things, then we are ripe for the picking. We are vulnerable. We're believing in something which is called the mask that the narcissist was showing us. But we didn't know what narcissism was because we weren't taught this in school. So we were thinking that the person's words would match their actions, or their actions would match their words. And once the narcissist knew that they had us, once they knew they sank their dirty fangs into us and placed us in that devaluation stage, that's when they began to pull back. That's when they began to watch from afar and up close our life implode, and us flailing helplessly in that relationship, not knowing where we were, not knowing we were in the trauma bond, not knowing we were caught up in a toxic relationship, not knowing that we would never get back to the love bomb / euphoric stage, not knowing that that person was a narcissist, not knowing that that person didn't care about us, that they were envious of us, jealous of us, had disdain for us, and they wanted to crush our future, our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, and our goals. This is what the narcissist does. They want to keep people stuck as long as they possibly can. Think about when you're divorcing the narcissist. Does it go swimmingly? No, it doesn't. The court gets dragged out. The lawyers can't agree on things. Mediation doesn't work. And the narcissist wants 99% of the assets and child custody, even though they are anything, and I mean anything but the parent of the year. But they make it seem like they are. They make it seem like they care about everything, but they don't, because on the exterior is all the narcissist cares about. On the interior, these people are shallow, they're hollow, there's no core to them, there's no substance to them, there's no originality to them. Think about how they play the system. Think about how they play the lawyers. Think about how they play this game of life, which it's not a game, but to them it is. The narcissist, one narcissist can blow up so many lives, it is insurmountable, because the lives that one narcissist blows up, it has a ripple effect. down and down and down. And that's why the narcissist loves disruption. That's why they don't want you to heal. And that's why they don't want you to put yourself back together and go no contact, etc. So as the thumbnail mentions, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you need to understand that you will have challenges ahead of you. You will have curveballs thrown at you. You will have things, signs that you think that are ahead of you, and then they'll switch on you. Example, let's say that you think you're gonna have a great weekend this weekend, you're all excited, and maybe it's just an average weekend, and you're looking forward to just unplugging and just being home after you get out of work on Friday. You're gonna stay home and just relax and read a couple books and take it easy. Well, then what happens? Maybe the narcissist rears their ugly head and tries to hoover you, or maybe you get a strange package at your door, or a piece of mail in the post, or maybe you get an email. Why do you think the narcissist would try to hoover after so much time? It's because they want to see if you've healed. They want to see if you've put 2 and 2 together, and also because they want to disrupt your energy. So using that as an example, this happens. This is why the narcissist is the same person, just in different human vehicles called human bodies. It's the same dark energy source littered, scattered all throughout the 4 corners of the globe. These people all use the same playbook. They are a walking hexagon, or not hexagon, they're a walking hologram is what they are. These people, they know what they're doing. They put their clothes on the same way as you do. They breathe the same air. The thing is, they want to disrupt people's energy. So when you're on the healing path, you need to be patient. I know I've said that 3 or 4 times. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Do the math. That's 2 good, 1 not so good. The net is a 1 step forward. If you can take 1 step forward every day for the rest of your life, you will be doing absolutely amazingly. You will be doing fantastically, because this is called growth. This is called progress. This is called healing. This is called taking all that energy that was going out to the narcissist, to the relationship, to the flying monkeys, to the enablers, to the once was that never will be, and you put it all back into yourself. When you place it back into yourself, that's when you really take the bull by the horns and you heal and you slow your life down, and you understand that you are the priority, that you come first, second, and third, and that there's no room in your life now or in the future for any toxicity, for any narcissistic behavior, for anything that doesn't serve you. That is why I talk about so frequently on the channel, once you get the message and you get the light bulb moments and you wrap your head around what narcissism is, and you really understand that that person did not care about you. They cared only about what you provided for them, and they looked at you as an opportunity. Maybe it was you putting a roof over their head. Maybe it was you providing certain access to certain events or beach clubs or something. Maybe you were giving them a ride. Maybe you were loaning them money that they never paid you back. Maybe you were at work with them and they needed to drain your energy out of you during lunch hour, and they just want to sit around and talk and complain and mope about all their problems. Well, there we go. That's what it is right there. That's why you have to cut these people out of your life, because they don't improve your life. What they do is they try to destroy your life. And remember, the narcissist is not one size fits all. There are all different kinds, from the micro narcissist to the most toxic and everything in between. So whatever person you're considering right now, I'm sure that most of what I shared applied to your circumstance in the past, or maybe even in the present. That's why you really need to go no contact and block these people, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you can't do that now, I get it. Utilize Grey Rock. Become dull and boring. Don't overshare information. Get off the radar. Don't tell people what you're doing, where you're going, what your hobbies are, what your weekend plans, etc. Now, having said all those things, I'm not suggesting to not talk to anybody. I'm not suggesting to just get off the grid 100%. I'm saying know your audience. Realize that there's toxic people out there, and realize that the healing path isn't linear. You will have times you'll have 3 steps forward and 1 step back. You'll have times you'll take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But as long as you pick yourself up every morning, you dust yourself off by the bootstraps, you rise through the ashes like a phoenix, and you put yourself together slowly, day by day, week by week, month by month, and yes, year by year, you will reach the pinnacle of indifference. You will put yourself back together, because this is your journey. There is not one person who can do this work for you. People can guide you, people can steer you, people can pay their wisdom forward to help you understand or compare your circumstances with theirs. But the point is, this is your time. You have to focus on yourself. And remember, this is your life. It's not a movie. It's not a script. It's not toxic. There's no more toxicity in your life, but you need to heal from that relationship, because the narcissistic relationship is the relationship you need to heal from. There is no other relationship like it known to humankind. And this is the most taxing, trying, core testing relationship that you'll ever be a part of. That's why you need to stay the course. That's why you need to focus on yourself. That's why you need to continue to move forward each and every day. And you need to realize that, yeah, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, that's still a net 1 win. When you get a win, celebrate the win. When I say celebrate, I mean be grateful that you reached a new level. This is exactly what it is. You're leveling up, you're leveling up, you're leveling up. And as you level up, you get closer to the pinnacle. You get closer to the mountaintop. And as you get closer, you get stronger. As you get stronger, the narcissist gets weaker. As they get weaker, they mean less and less to you. As they mean less and less to you, the more focus you have on yourself, the more focus you have on yourself, that's when you realize, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful to be out of that situation, that circumstance, whatever that thing was, even if it was relationship, I don't know what it was called, but I'm so fortunate to be out of it. And I made it out in one piece. And yes, there was collateral damage. And yes, I lost a lot of money. Yes, I lost time. Yes, I lost relationships. Yes, I lost hobbies. Maybe I lost my city, town, state, country, jurisdiction. But you know what? I'm in a much better place. I'm in a safe environment. I'm in a place of abundance. I'm in a place of growth. I'm in a place of possibilities, and I am doing what I want, when I want, with whom I want. And there is no yo-yo being pulled up and down. There's no high-low. There's no push-pull. There's no drama. There's no confusion. There's no manipulation. There's no chaos. There's no being let down. There's no being lied to, cheated on. There's no money being stolen. All this disappears when you really focus on yourself and you really understand that you will need to heal from this relationship. And the sooner you wrap your head around that, and the sooner you go no contact, and the sooner you realize that, yes, the healing path isn't linear. It will not go straight up. It's going to go sideways, down, up, but eventually it all goes up because you're headed towards the mountaintop of indifference. When you realize that, and you realize that, yeah, you will have days, there'll be 2 steps forward, 1 back. There'll be months when you take a couple steps forward and a couple steps back. That's the way it works. That's why this isn't one size fits all, because think about the relationship that you were a part of. Think about how many moving parts you had in it. It wasn't just one person, the narcissist, and you. There were in-laws, there were friends, there were colleagues, there were neighbors, there were people in communities. There were so many different people that you never even really consider when you're in it because you're focusing on the narcissist so much. But there were all the signs that were there, all the moving parts were there. That's why you have to wrap your head around who the characters are in that relationship when you were in it. You have to figure out who is who was on your side, if there was anybody, who was a flying monkey, who was an enabler, who was just as toxic as the narcissist, who was an empath, if there even was one, and I doubt there was one, because you're probably the empath, just like me. Understand, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing, and that's part of the healing path, recognizing that, wrapping your head around it, processing it, and knowing that this is not one size fits all. It is the direction we are all going in, but sometimes we have setbacks, and when we have setbacks, we stand up, dust ourselves off, and we continue moving forward. Because why? I'll share this before I close the video. Why do you think we have setbacks? That's right, because you had to learn a lesson again. That's exactly why a setback happened. Because once you heal, and if a setback happens, it won't be a setback. It's going to be, you're going to look at it and say, wow, that used to affect me. It doesn't affect me any longer. Because why? Yes, because you're at the pinnacle of indifference. Until you heal, you will have setbacks. And when you do heal, one day you're going to wake up. You will know, not your therapist, not your coach, not your neighbor, not your mom, not your kid. No, you will know. You're going to say, you know, I feel good. I actually feel great. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I look 10 years younger and my mind is clear. And I now see people the way that I see them the way I couldn't see them before, because I now have the wisdom. That wisdom from putting myself back together post-narcissistic relationship. So you will know when you've healed. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will tell you that. They can't. They're not inside your mind. And you must understand that you are in control of your destiny. You're in control of your future. This is your life. You need to focus on yourself and begin now. Begin today. If not now, when? I love you all. God bless you. That's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And remember, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Really understand what I'm sharing with you. That's still progress. And for those of you who I've worked during one-on-one sessions with, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's why you need to be so patient with yourself, so kind with yourself, and continue to invest in yourself. Get as educated as you possibly can. Read, journal, meditate, understand so much about yourself, because there's a reason you entered that relationship, there's a reason you stayed in it, and there's a reason that relationship ended. And that relationship was going to end one way or the other, I can assure you. It was going to end by a discard, or you're going to end it yourself. And the third alternative is you'd be stuck and trapped in that thing longer. And that's the last place you want to be, is in a debilitating, challenging, toxic, narcissistic relationship for 1 minute longer than you need to be once you know what it is. So be patient, be kind, and realize that if where you are today is where you want to be, fantastic. That's great. Celebrate, meaning give yourself a big pat in the back. If where you are today is not where you want to be, there's still work to be done. Just be patient, keep working on yourself, and understand that tomorrow's a new day. The sun will rise tomorrow, and it will be a new opportunity for you to learn, to grow, and to teach when you're ready. That's what you do. That's what I do, and my hope is that when you get your cup full, you'll be doing that too if you're not. But until then, focus on yourself. So that's the video. I love y'all. God bless you. I'm sending you a big virtual hug again. There it is, just for everybody here. And I will do this because recently some people have said they like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Bye, everybody. Bye. Enjoy yourselves, you guys. Bye.